Hello, everyone. Good morning from here. I'm filming from Hiroshima, Japan. I just hope that this camera is capturing the full end of this video, but let me check. Let me check. Oh, I'm not sure. I think I need to lift it up a bit more and bring it closer. Yeah, hopefully this works. Yeah, and you can hear me audibly. Okay, so today I want to film, or rather just show you how I make a wig from scratch, doing it live on YouTube. So I'm going to start by putting the wig cap, which is a medium wig cap, medium size medium. I bought this wig cap from Kemo. So I'll put the medium wig cap on the 22-inch canvas head. Can you come out? Why are you so tight? Okay, yeah. So the canvas head size is a size 22-inch, and the wig cap is a size medium. Both canvas head and wig cap was bought on Temu. So let's start. Okay, so this is gonna be at the back. This seems like a perfect size 22, which is great. Okay, let's listen to something. Oh, Hallelujah Challenge is still on. This Hallelujah Challenge still on. Okay, so for the closure placement, it's always advisable for you to bring your closure forward a little bit. At least half an inch to 1 inch forward is perfect. So I'm just going to pin this right here on this side. I'm trying to do like what I call it, like a middle part kind of look. I want to be able to wear this wig as a middle part and also wear it as a side part. So I'm just placing it right here. I'm trying to make sure that it's really flat in the front. Yeah, I'm gonna get more of my T-pins. T-pins, yeah, and pin the back area. Hoping you can see everything in the kind of want to listen to Steve Harvey while I make this wig. Yeah. Okay. Pin, 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 pin. Let's change that here down. Okay, so what I just did is I just pinned down the closure, and take note, this is a 2x4 this closure, and it's actually one of the easiest closures for you to pin down. So I pinned it first in the front here, And then for the back side, I just pinned it to the back. But on this side, you can notice that this place here is lifting. So I need to take this up and extend it backwards a bit and then pin it down. But don't try to over pull it in a way that it will make the lace tear. So now it's flatter. Then we'll check the back side here. This area here has a bump. So I have to do something about it. That's going to be shifting it this way to kind of make it tighter, and then also lifting it up a bit so that it still is flat here and then it's also flat right here. So I think I like the way it looks right now. So what I want to do is just roll away the hair, and clip it away. The next thing we're going to do is to get our needle and thread. So I have a pack of curved needles. I'm just going to start using this one as already threaded. Well, probably I should thread a new one. Okay. So when you want to thread your needle, you want to make sure that your thread is doubled. Your thread is doubled. So right now this is a single thread. So I'm just going to pull it to make it longer. Then by doubling your thread, it means holding two threads like this, and then putting the two threads that is like this through the needle, the hole in the needle. When you put it through can you please just cooperate with me? Cooperate. Don't make this process slower. Okay, so once you pass the thread through that space between the needle right here, then what you have now is a double threaded needle, and this is the most secure way of making your wigs, because you have because you're working with thread that is thicker and generally more secure for your sewing. So this is the hand sewing method, not like the sewing machine method. Just want to tie the ends of the thread. That's what I use my fingers to just do. So I tie the ends of the thread, and now I have a needle and thread that is ready for our wig making process, to start the wig making process. So let me just tilt this sideways so you can get to see how I'm going to do it. So to start, I'm not going to start by putting the thread right here. I don't want that big knot to be right here, so I'm just going to start somewhere here and just put my needle on my thread through, because I don't want that fat knot to be in the wig. What I'm just going to, despite the fact that I tied it before, I'm just going to just hold it and just kind of tie. But I'm just what am I saying? I'm just going to cut out that part that I had, that end with the tied knots. I don't want that fat knot to be in the mix. So right now that I've like secured the ends of the thread, I'm now going to sew all the way to the front. After sewing all the way to the front, I'll take it all the way down to the other side of the wig. So let's go. I hope the camera is not too far. Let me try bringing it closer. Let me try bringing it closer. Yeah. Bring it closer. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So now we've secured the lace by pinning the closure down on the wig cap. So what we are doing is just using our needle and our thread to attach the lace to the wig cap. Yes, that's what we are doing right now. Okay, so this area right here is secure, so we're going to start making our way back towards the other end of the wig cap. And take note, as I'm sewing, I'm also sort of tying down the area that I've sewn on by just passing the needle through the thread. That's a way to just sew it without doing so much. Yeah, I hope the camera is capturing what I'm doing. Yeah, let's it up a bit. Okay, so next area. Lift this up a little bit more and keep on sewing. Okay. So at this point here now, we can sort of increase our speed, but try to not give too much space when you're attaching your closure to the V cap, because you don't want it to be such that the closure now lifts. Just let it be like half or a quarter of an inch space that you leave between each part that you sew. You want the closure to lay really flat and secure on the V cap. Okay. No. Oh no. It's not really easy to capture this process. Yeah, nice. Okay, so just gonna keep on sewing. Yeah. This is how to do it. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. So you see how I'm sewing very closely. Very closely. And you see how flat and secure this looks. You're going to keep on doing that. Keep on doing this. So this is basically how you're going to securely sew down your closure. But these books that I told you about, The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale and The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz, you know what it does? It just teaches you how this works. Once you get this, y'all, you can change everything. Do you understand? Negativity, let me just give you this. Negativity, you can protect yourself from negativity. And that's what stops most people, negative thoughts. You can cope your mind from negativity. It's a real simple exercise to do. I do it every morning before I walk out the door. So I walk out as a positive person. You know, I get tired sometimes. That's different from being negative. Because I get mentally drained from my job at times. But to coach your mind from negativity, the way you can put a coating around your mind is with one simple thing: gratitude. Gratitude erases negativity. I'm going to show you how this works. If you wake up in the morning and you start having negative thoughts, man, this ain't my day. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I'm tripping. I just don't feel. I want this to be flatter, so you just leave this and yeah, nice flatter. Not everything you want, everything you already have, because what you have is substantial.
that you can see, think, reason, that's another blessing. The fact that you can go somewhere and get yourself something to eat, that's another blessing. The fact that you can go and turn the key and call someplace home, that's another blessing. The ability to dream is a blessing. The fact that you have an opportunity to get it right is another blessing. The fact that you're beautiful, that's another blessing. The fact that you have any measure of health, that's another blessing. And I'm just talking to you, I don't even know. I could give you 50 things you ought to be grateful for right now. I don't even know you. Start coating your mind with gratitude. It'll change everything for you. I don't have a relationship with God because I'm afraid of burning in hell. I have a relationship with God because he helps me in my day-to-day living. I have a relationship with God because there is an eternal place to go live. I want to go see it. I figure, as long as I ain't trying to step on nobody to get to where I'm going, look, you all gonna make mistakes. Everybody's a sinner in here. Everybody in here broken. Everybody need help. I need help. I'm broken. You need God fixing you some kind of way. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you got. You need God. But listen to me. Don't you understand that that's okay? It's all right to have a relationship with God. Having a relationship with God is really cool. And you're looking at a street dude telling you this. But he changed me, God changed me. If you follow my career any length of time, from the time I was back on the Steve Harvey show, all the way up through the Kings of Comedy, all the way up to 2005, you saw what my life was. But after 2005, he came and he got me. Because he got sick of me. And I got sick of me. See, you know what happened to me in 2005? I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was so sick of me. Y'all saw me on TV. Y'all saw this money I was making. I was miserable, man. I was at my unhappiest point in life all the way up to 2005. I was miserable. With Kings of Comedy, the only time I had a good time was when I was on stage. The only time I had a good time, I was in front of the camera. I was with Sid, the boys, we was performing. When I got off that stage, my life was miserable. I was in a pain you would not believe. I was in an abyss, man. I was in a dark place. How in the world did I get here? I got here because of God's grace. My plight had overtaken me, and I was about done. But right when you think you're about done, don't he always show up? Can you name me one single thing God ain't brought you through? Can you name it? If he ain't brought you through it, he's currently pulling you through it right now. And you know how I know that's real? Because you're sitting in here. The God I serve, you can't put no limitations on it. If you just get out the way, he can show you something. He do miraculous things all the time. Why would you not want one of them miracles to happen for you? I'm sitting here, for me to be here today, the dude that I was, it's a miracle. We pray little prayers. We pray stuff that we see a way to get. You supposed to pray for stuff you can't see no way how you can get it. God is in to make your dream come true business. God is in to get your life together business. God is in the forgiving business. Don't let nobody fool you, man. Don't let nobody fool you. Don't forget to pray. Don't be ashamed to pray. And don't ever be too proud to pray, because prayer changes things. Prayer changes people too. I wake up. I play music. I tell jokes. I wake up. I meet y'all. I tell some more jokes. I get paid to play music. Adult contemporary.
Okay, so now we've done with this closure area. It's time to start adding the bundles. Like, making wigs is really not difficult. Yeah. So this is the area against other bundles too, and we have 3 bundles of hair. So this is the first bundle right here. Yeah. So So
get this
bundle
weight off
one.
of me. I gotta go and meet with
Got
the
like 3
people
pieces
at
of
the school.
this.
I gotta deal with my coworkers. Change one word in that sentence, and everything about your life changes. I get to wake up in the morning. I get to go to work.
Okay.
I get to go and meet with these people today. When you say I got to, you take all of your opportunities and all of your blessings and you wrap them up in stress by saying I got to. You take all the stress off of it when you say I get to. I'm telling you, it is
Okay.
an amazing game changer. I was just sick and tired of being poor.
My first
I was just
bundle.
exhausted. My mother was poor, my father was poor, my brothers and sisters were poor.
I could do a single sewing, but then.
Relatives were poor. I lived in a poor neighborhood, lived in a poor house.
So it's like
I was just like,
1,
wow.
2,
I watched
3,
TV.
1, 2,
Now,
3,
see, like at Christmas time, my father would put us in
1,
the car
2,
and
3,
take us
1
out to the
bundle.
suburbs to
1,
see the
2,
Christmas
3,
lights.
2 bundles.
And I would see these big houses, man, with lights all on them, and they had
I
horseshoe
kind of want the bottom
driveways
part to be
where
full,
you
so I'm
just
going to
pull
put
in and go all the way around. That was
1
amazing.
bundle
You know,
right
when you
here,
pull up in your driveway,
like
got a
1
bag
pack
out.
of
You know,
the
and I kept saying,
half
I
travel
told
right
my
here.
father, I
It's
said, Dad,
double.
I said, why don't we get one of these houses? He said, boy, I ain't got no money for this kind of house. He said, if you work hard, keep going to church like your mama said, you make some money, you buy you one of
Let's
those
put
houses.
1 of
That was
these
it.
here.
My motivation was to buy a big house so I could put up Christmas lights and and drive in the driveway. And I'll tell you something. Every home I have, every house I've ever owned
Yeah,
or built,
1.
you got to pull in one way and drive all the way around to come out there. I have never built, lived, or owned a home that did not have that driveway with gates on both sides.
Okay, so let's start.
That was the biggest
But
motivation.
one thing,
My advice is you have to find a dream that's so big that it overwhelms all of your fears and causes you to never give up. And you're gonna think about quitting no matter what you do. I've thought about it many times, but I always just kept thinking about that house. And I've always dreamed of buying my mother and father a real house. And you know, and before they died, I was able to do all of that. Bought them houses and everything. So interested in me. It doesn't matter what somebody else does. To find your way in life, it's not an external search. It's an internal search. Because God equipped you the moment He gave birth to you. God equipped you at birth with what you needed. He gave all of you a gift. All of you. Every last one of you. You're gifted. God never created a soul without giving them a gift. All of you sitting in here were given a gift at birth.
I hope you can
Put it
see.
inside you. You ain't got to look under the ocean.
So,
It ain't on the mountain. It ain't under no rocks. He put it in you at birth. He gave you a gift. It's the thing that you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort. That's your God-given gift. That's the thing you should pursue. The scripture says your gift will make room for you. Put you in the presence of important men. That's what your gift will do. Everything else you're doing has nothing to do with what God created you for. And if you're unhappy with your life, if you haven't figured your life out, if you're thinking there's more to your life than it is, it's because the only reason you have that question is because you're not living in your gift. Once you discover your gift, there lies your greatest chance for success. That's what God did, equipped you with. You just got to quit looking at gifts as running, jumping, singing, and dancing. Babysitting is a gift. If you're a smart student, smart is a gift. If people come to your house and they in your kitchen to get their hair done instead of going to a salon, you do hair. That's your gift. If they can't have a bake sale without your pies and cakes, if you bake pies and cakes better than everybody, then that's your gift. You bake pies and cakes. That's your gift. You don't have to think about it. That's what you do. Quit trying to do what somebody else is doing because that ain't your life. You don't even want to come the way I was. If you knew the path I took to get here, you would not take. If I knew the path I was going to have to take to I would have wanted to have gone through what I went through to get to where I am today. That's why God don't reveal it to you. See, God never reveals the path to you. He shows you what it could look like, but he don't show you the route. Because if he showed you the route, you'll turn around. Everybody would quit. If you knew what you had to go through to get to where he had for you to go, you would all quit. I would quit too. It's no way I would have had a stuttering problem. It's no way I would have lived in a car for 3 years. It's no way if I knew that when I quit my job to do comedy, what was going to happen to me, I would have never quit my job. But he don't show me that. He just lets you have the dream. And if you're bold enough to chase the dream, he'll get you through the journey. You just can't quit in the middle of the journey because he know you're chasing dreams. God didn't make your dream come true business. That's real talk. I kid you not. You're looking at somebody
One thing I hate about making a video is when the thread gets waffled. Oh. Okay, let's just find a way to keep going. Yeah.
Listen, man. Like I told all my kids have a college education.
Yeah,
I told them all, I don't care what you get a degree in. Until you follow your dream and connect it to your gift, you'll never be happy. You'll never be happy, man. I just gotta tell you, you got to chase that dream before you die. You should go and live your dream. Just go see it.
Okay.
God puts your real life in your imagination. That's where your real life ain't in your present circumstance. Your real life is not in your current situation. Your real life is not in your paycheck. Your real life, he tucks it away in your imagination. Albert Einstein said imagination is everything. It's a preview to life's coming attractions. Everything you imagine is a preview to a coming attraction. Once you understand that and quit looking at your imagination as hocus pocus, it opens up a wide range of things and possibilities. And God puts your real life in your imagination. Listen to me. This is serious what I'm telling you. Don't you think it's nothing else? Imagination is everything. It's the preview to life's coming attractions. That simply means everything that's in your imagination is a preview of a coming attraction that God has for you. That's why he puts it in your imagination. That's why when you tell your imagination to the wrong people, it don't go nowhere. You ever had something you thought was a brilliant idea and you took it in there to your family and your loved ones and they shot it down? You know why they shot it down? Because they couldn't see it. Because God didn't put it in their imagination. He put it in your imagination. If you want to kill a big dream, tell it to a small-minded person. Die like that. It'll just die. I walked in that house, man, and told everybody I was quitting my job to go be a comedian. Everybody in that house shot that down. My ex-wife shot it down. Her mother-in-law shot it down. My mama shot it down. All my friends shot it down. My brothers and sisters shot it down. Don't you quit your job, go be no comedian. You can't make no money telling no jokes like that. It was 1985. Who you think you are? If I had listened to them, I wouldn't even be here today. But I didn't listen because it was evidently clear to me. God had put it in my imagination that one day I would be on stage. That was an old song that the Temptations had. It was written by Johnny Hathaway. And it's called A Song for You. And one of the stanzas in the song I used to sing as a little boy, I've acted out my life on stages with 10,000 people watching. And we are alone. And I'm singing this song for you. I used to always imagine myself in front of 10,000 people. Man, I'm one of the original kings of comedy, man. You know how many people I've been in front of? I done told jokes in front of 44,000 people before. But if I had listened to my mother, who was saved and a Christian and a Sunday school teacher, if I had listened to her, I wouldn't have quit my job. All my brothers, everybody told me, you can't go be no comedian.
Yeah.
Anyway, I won amateur night on October
Yeah.
1985, won $50. I went to work the next day, October 9th,
Next,
1985, quit my job.
we need to add.
Everybody in my neighborhood called me a fool.
I've got 2 left of the first one bundle. So these are done as double. But this next one, I'm going to do it as a single. I'm not going to double the rest. So just gonna get my T-pin
Got
and
chase that
attach it
dream
right
before you die,
here.
man. Bishop Jake said one time. Bishop Jake said, I would hate to die and never do the thing I was born to do.
Yeah.
Shouldn't let that happen. That chase your dream. But you know what it was when I was homeless, man? In my
Yeah.
speech over the weekend I gave to the fall convention,
Okay.
I said something to them. I said,
Nice. Okay.
the boredom of normalcy and the numbness of mediocrity.
Insert another needle. So down.
Of normalcy and the numbness of mediocrity stiffens your passion. What that meant was, I was so sick of myself. I was so bored in my life, man. I was so tired of being mediocre. I was just tired of it. And it was all my fault. I was mediocre because I wasn't doing the things to be exceptional. And I was bored. I was losing my mind, man, on the assembly line at Ford Motor Company, going door to door selling life insurance at a debit company. I was tripping, man. I said, man, what is this? My life can't be this. You know, you ever say to yourself, man, there's got to be more to my life than this? If you've ever said that, that's because it is. And you got to get after that, man. You got to go and get at that. If you don't do it, life becomes real normal and real mediocre to you.
Okay.
Now, there's nothing wrong with being normal,
Next.
but if normal is getting on your nerves, then you got to change something. If you're tired of being mediocre, you got to change something. You know, now everybody has to determine what their own normal is. Normal for me is going to be different from you. Normal for you is different from me. But once you determine what normal is for you, and you ain't okay with that no more, you got to go do something, man. Because that shit get on your nerves, man. Being mediocre was driving me crazy.
Just trying to introduce a new thread.
Homeless, man, it just pushed me.
Attach with this one that will cut.
Just be honest with you. Poverty, I was sick of it. I was up to here. I had had enough. I don't know how you feel about poverty, but that got on my nerves. And homeless is a whole nother level of poverty. Not having a bathroom, a bedroom, a back door,
Okay. Yeah.
a TV, a
This
phone.
excess.
You know, I was homeless in the 80s, man. It wasn't even no cell phones then.
So this is where the first weft is right
So
here.
I ain't got no phone, I ain't got no.
So the space between the first weft and the second weft is about an inch and some centimeters.
Push me towards my faith. My mama's Sunday school teacher pushed me back to what she was trying to teach me. And when I went back to that, then I started turning the corner. Because I had lost my faith, man. I thought God wasn't listening. He was listening. I just wasn't asking for nothing. I just tried to figure it out myself. I changed that, man. It changed my whole life. God is amazing, man. If you come to him, he always hears you. He's always available. He ain't ever too busy. That's the cool thing about it. And he was available for me the whole time. It's just I wasn't checking in with him. God ain't turned his back on you. You walked away from him. He always there. I got stupid. I just turned away from him. When I turned around and started talking to him, I just cut a deal with him. I said, if you let me make it, when I get there, I'm going to tell everybody it was you. So guess what? You just asked me about it. Didn't I just tell you about it? Every chance I get. 2009 was one of the biggest career changes of my life. The book Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man came out in 2009, and I signed up for Family Feud in 2009. Those two moments transcended my career. It took me from being a comedian and a radio show host, and it just launched me into mainstream America. And then all of a sudden, I was in everybody's house. And then here came the talk show, and then here came Little Big Shots, and here came Showtime with Apollo, here came Miss Universe, here came Fox New Year's Eve, here came NFL, everything. It just started piling on, you know. And that's how it works. You just had to have faith. Now, listen to this part of it, too. Your life is like a stock chart. Stocks take dips and everything. When your life takes a dip, it chip stock. It takes dips. Coca-Cola takes dips. Facebook takes dips. You don't sell the stock because it took a dip. You got to look at what made the stock great in the first place. So all these people on the internet talking about me, what he ain't no more and he lost this and that, that's just a little dip. You have no idea where God takes you on the next uptick. You just got to hang in there. Now, come October, when the news hit the fan, all them haters gonna go somewhere and be quiet. Because they gonna see this little stock is about to go pew. It's gonna shoot up again. Because that's a promise of God. That's how it works. I'm a blue chip stock. You are a blue chip stock. If you think of yourself as a blue chip stock, how can they downgrade you? You can't downgrade me. I'm a big black Nike swoosh. That's what I am. I have the same gift that God gave me 62 years ago, that I turned professionally 35 years ago. I have the same gift. They can never take my gift. You can take this show and take that show, and you can think what you've done is cool. All you did was replant me. A lot of, see, I'm a motivational speaker, so you have to excuse me while I start getting on tangents like this. So check this out. Buried and planted appears to be the same thing. Okay, so but it ain't. See, when something's buried. Right here, I want to flip over this weft so that it's going to be very flat. That's the reason why I didn't sew it on the same level. There's some sort of an elevation so that by the time I'm flipping it over, it just falls flat and allows me to just sew it down securely. Right here. Okay, you can see it falls flat. Can see how it falls flat. So I'm just gonna take the recap, some holes there, then attach to the lace weft rather, attach the weft and secure this part right here, and then keep on sewing. Use my fingers to lift, yeah, and continue right from there. Somewhere in the middle, I think I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Bury. When you bury something, you say goodbye to it. When something is planted, you expect to see it again. I'm planted. You're planted. All you got to do is live in the life of expectation, and God will give you what you expect. Okay, let's see where the other weft is right here. So this one, I kind of want to lift it up a bit and put it here. This is where I want it to be sewn on. You could. So what does it matter to me what they do? It's not a gimmick. Vision boards are very real. You have to understand. You have to understand. All successful people have them. You can't. You're not gonna get everywhere you want in life without writing your visions down, without having them in front of you. It's a scripture. This is not a theory that Oprah Winfrey came. This is a biblical scripture. God set it in place where you can have the life of your dreams. He put it in place. There is a way that you can have the life of your dreams. You just have to learn the principles of success. Now they got all these books out here. All these books on self-help and success. They're based on the principles of life. Ain't nobody coming up with okay. Proverbs got all that information in it. All of that information is in Proverbs. You ain't got to look no further. But since Proverbs is hard, that's a nice cool bag right there.
Yeah.
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. All this stuff come out of the Bible. There is a scripture, Habakkuk 2:2. It says, write the
Okay,
vision
look
and
at
make it plain,
distance.
so that he who reads it will run
Put
to
this
it.
down here.
And
Let
even
me
though
see.
it tarry, tarry means take a long time. Wait for it, for surely it will come at an appointed time. That's in the Bible. That ain't in the rich people's Bible. That's in everybody's Bible. The problem is everybody don't do it. But it's right there. But you got to do it. I'm just telling you, if you don't do it, it's too hard. It's almost impossible. That vision board has changed. Everything I put on my vision board, I get. Everything. Now, you have to understand something. It's not going to come when you want it to come. It comes at an appointed time. That's the trick. But the appointed time is what throws people off. Because most of us, when you ask God for something, He sends it. He shoots it immediately. As soon as you ask Him something, you really believe He'll do it? He boxes it up and He ships it to you immediately. The problem with the package is He never gives you the date that the package is going to arrive. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. Because if He told you the date that the package would arrive, it would destroy the requirement He has of all of us, which is faith. Faith is the belief in things that you cannot see. So if you ask God for $1 million and He tells you I'm going to give it to you in March of 2020, you wouldn't need no faith. You'd be talking to people crazy because you know in 2020, I'm going to be a millionaire. But He sent $1 million as soon as you ask for it. But it's going to come at an appointed time.
Okay.
People stop waiting on the package. Then when He get to you, because He delivers only to Faith Street. When He delivers to you on Faith Street, but you done stepped off of Faith Street, you over here on I don't see how, son. He don't ship there. Instead of staying on Faith Street, you done stepped over here to I don't believe it Boulevard, or it took too long Avenue. Then the package comes to Faith Street. It's just like the post office and FedEx. If you ain't there to receive it, it gotta go back. That's how it works, man. It ain't a magic trick. God is real fair and simple. That's how I got here, cause of vision.
Okay.
What you do is you should become passionate about your gift. See, that's the key, man. That's the key. Nothing else matters. Quit tripping yourself out. You all have one. God gave all of you a gift at birth. When He created you, He put it inside. You don't got to go discover it nowhere. He already gave it to you. It's the thing you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort. That's your God-given gift. You just got to recognize what your gift is. That's all it is. It's simple. You've been doing it your whole life. You ain't got to wonder what it is. You have it. You know, quit going and taking all these courses, motorcycle repair and all that. That ain't what you do. What you looking at all these
Okay,
cars
so let's add
your computer tech?
the last piece of the first one bundle. This right here, the hair is really full. If I wanted to use just 2 bundles, it would have been very full and okay. So with 3 bundles, it's going to be extra full.
Running, jumping, singing, and dancing ain't the only gift.
Nice.
I tell this story all the time. A friend of mine, growing up, all he did was cut grass. He cut grass all the time. We used to call him Cutter. He had hedges. He had one push lawnmower. He was so talented, though. He could raise the blades and lower the blades. He could cut patterns in your yard. He could put your nice. In your grass with a push lawnmower. Every time we go out, hey, Cutter, come with us. Nah, man, I got to get up cutting Jackson grass. $2 in the front, $2 in the back. We laughing at man. That's all he ever did. You know, Cutter got landscaping company in Cleveland. You know how much Cutter make a year? Cutter make $4 million a year. You know what Cutter do?
Congrats.
He didn't come out of Hollywood with me, try to be no damn comedian. Cutter cut grass. He got 38 trucks. He got every contract in the city cutting grass, all the big companies everywhere. And when it's snow outside, he's so good, he do all the snow removal. He make $4 million a year. All he do is cut grass. If you fry chicken better than everybody you know, you'll be somewhere frying chicken. If you make pie better than anybody you know, you should be in the pie making business. Why you out here trying to be a film star? If you braid hair better than anybody, get in the hair braid, do hair, you color hair. Go do that. If you okay. Everybody trust you with your children. Babysitters turn into daycare centers. That's a gift. Go do that. Y'all don't come out here. You don't know about making no film. Now then you gotta wait and get it. So I'm gonna make sure I lift this up right here. Let me pitch meetings I've been in my career, probably 200. You know how many shows I done got on TV? 5. I've been here 30-some years. They've taken 5 of my ideas and turned them into shows. 200-some pitch meetings. Don't come out here and ask these people to pick you. You know how hard it is to get picked in Hollywood? This ain't what you want. So, do your gift. The problem with success, the average person doesn't think it's for them. Okay, start lowering it this way. Yeah. I mean, look, it's people that's not good people that get stuff they want. If you're a good person, why shouldn't you get what you want, you know? But you gotta have a vision board. If you don't have a vision board, you're not writing these things down, the probability of it happening is less because you actually go against the law of attraction and the way that God set the system up. The law of attraction really does work. It's a very simple process. If you go in the house and you have a remote and you point that remote at the TV and you press the on switch, guess what you expect to happen? You expect the TV to come on. Well, guess what happens? The TV comes on. It's just because you pointed a remote at it and it's in a signal. And what the signal has to get a return. So if you want to watch HBO and it's channel 500, you press 500 and you press select. You don't even think about it. You expect HBO to be on the TV. And guess what comes on the TV? Okay. HBO. You know where they got that from? They got that from the Bible. The Bible says a man is as he thinketh. So how you are, the energy that you project from your mind is what you get. And so that's why the law of attraction works that way. It's because whatever you project, that signal, that's the return has to come that way. See, and the difference between successful people and non-successful people is what goes on in between here. That's it. Everything you want from God, it has to be written. It's a principle of success. It's a law. It's not a theory that Oprah came up with for 30 years telling you about vision board. Oprah didn't come up with this. You know, Michelle Obama didn't come up. This is nothing Steve Harvey came up with. If you have something in your life that you're trying to acquire what you want, and you don't have it written down, you have now reduced the chances of you getting it by 80%. Because it's a principle of success. It's in your Bible. It's in your Bible. Okay. All the principles you need. It tells you everything you need. So here it is. There's a scripture. It's in so that he who reads it will run to it. And even though it tarry,
Wait for it.
take a while. And even though it tarry, wait for it. For surely it will come at an appointed time. That's a fact. It's not a theory. It's a fact. I dare you. I dare you to go home and write down everything you want on paper. Read it every morning and every night. I dare you. In 1 year, I want you to pull that paper off and check, put a check mark by everything you've accumulated on that list. You'll be stunned. You will be absolutely stunned. It don't matter if you don't believe in it. It don't matter if you've ever heard of it. It don't matter if you think it's hocus pocus. I dare you to try it. My motivation was to buy a big house so I could put up Christmas lights and drive in the driveway. And I will tell you something. Every home I have, every house I've ever owned or built, you got to pull in one way and drive all the way around to come out there. I have never built, lived, or owned a home that did not have that driveway with gates on both sides. Never. That was the biggest motivation. So my advice is you have to find a dream that's so big that it overwhelms all of your fears. It causes you to never give up. Now you're gonna think about quitting no matter what you do. I've thought about it many times, but I always just kept thinking about that house. A couple hundred billionaires. They all come to Las Vegas once a year. So I was asked last year to be the keynote speaker. And I'm tripping because I'm not a billionaire. And I asked the guy who asked me to do it, I said, I'm not a billionaire. You understand it. As soon as y'all, we know everything about you. We know your net worth and everything. I said, well, what can you all learn from me? He said, everything. He said, the reason we want to hear your stories because the majority of us that are billionaires, we inherited some money. And we grew it. A couple of us inherited $1 billion, we automatically. Some of us inherited 300 million and we turned it into $1 billion. You come from nothing. What we want to know is how you got to where you are after coming from nothing. I grew up on the block, man, and didn't bring success. A lot of people around the block didn't feel no. I grew up in a place, man, that was you had to be something else you call prayer changed.
Okay.
How did you live in
So
poverty
right here.
and wind up on more TV shows than anybody? How did you survive
Yeah.
flunking out of school? How did you survive
So
all this?
this down
We
right
want to
here.
know that because in case something happens to us, we don't really have the information that you have, or how to come from the back to the front, or how to come from the bottom to the top. I was
Okay.
told I would never be nothing. Prayer
You see how I moved up there and picked the left?
moved out of state.
It's so that this area here can lay flat. Yeah.
I'm a
See,
one
it's
man
flat,
show and
flat.
lost
Yeah.
everything I've
Nice.
owned twice. I've been
And
homeless
then
twice.
keep
Y'all
sewing.
understand? Prayer changes things.
Yeah. Flat.
And so when
Lift
I was
it, sew
talking
it on.
about faith, I was
Flat.
telling them about the fortitude
Lift
I've
it.
developed.
So
And then I told them about the faith that I had. And that was really what
flat.
started me to this.
Flat.
Now, a lot of them are people of faith. But a lot of people
Okay,
don't
so
have a lot of money
let's just put this
and
right
yet
here.
have a lot of faith. The cool thing about prayer is the one thing that's available to
Yeah.
everybody at any given time. Do you know that God ain't ever too, he ain't ever too busy for you? You know that God actually knows who you are? You
Yeah.
can be successful without an education.
So
You can be
this
successful
down right
without
here.
coming from a rich family.
So
You can
this
be
down right
successful.
here.
I don't care what color you are, what faith
So
you
this
are,
down
your
right here.
sexual preference. I don't care what's wrong with you.
So this down
You can
right
be
here.
successful. I'm going
Draw this down right here.
Your existence to your creator. If you don't
Yeah.
tie who you are to God, I got news for you. You're gonna forever struggle.
Draw this down right here.
Think I got here without it. I needed him every step of the way. If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be standing here.
Oh,
I'm telling you right now, you can never lose faith. That's the key. You have to believe in something that you can't see.
I need to thread needles. Okay, so this is one bundle right here. We've got 2 more bundles to put in there. This hair is going to be so full and beautiful. Got 2 more bundles to add in there. 1 bundle, 2 bundles. Nice. Okay, I want to thread these 3 needles. Hopefully the 3 will be enough to sew down the entire thing.
Or 4. Or just 4.
Yeah. Start with the first one. Okay. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
I will tell you what, God, He can do anything. God can pick you up when you're at your lowest moment. God can take your existence and turn it around. All you gotta do is ask Him for it and wait on it and be willing to work faith without works a day. That's all you got to do. Y'all got a gift that God gave to you at birth. If I was you, I would do that gift before you mess around and leave this world, because your gift will make room for you. You'll be the happiest you've ever been.
Okay.
The most money you ever made.
Thread 1 really long. I think I have to make the second one to not be so this long. Yeah, this is too long. Yeah.
I did this show from the very beginning the same way. Just got more viewers. It's the number 1 game show in the world. So that right there is another example of faith.
Favor,
Look, I mean, I come to work
it surrounds me like a shield.
but I don't have to have a biggest game show.
It will cover me from now until the day I see my King.
That's favor. You can set up and take
Favor, it surrounds me like a shield.
I want to be a star. You can't make yourself a star. You can't make yourself famous.
It will cover me from now
That's a decision God makes.
until the day I see my King.
I'm who I am because y'all tune in and make me who I am. If y'all stop tuning in, this ain't the same dude. You get what I'm saying? And so what makes y'all tune in? God gave me faith. Y'all didn't know me till I showed you somewhere. You know, that's favor, man. You gotta understand. A lot of people they don't get that part of it. You know, they always struggling to find the answer for it. So they have some little smart answer for the reporters. I don't. I've talked to reporters all the time. Says grace and favor. What do you mean by that? Okay, so you don't go to church. Grace is God's unmerited favor. That means He gives you something that you don't deserve. Grace is given to you, and you can't earn it. You can't purchase it. If I could buy grace, I'd take all the money I got and just purchase grace with it. It is God's unmerited favor. You can't even. There's nothing you can do to get it. He just do a solid for you. But see, you get solids because you ask for solids. You have not because you ask not. Majority of people don't have what they want in this world because you don't never ask God for it. You tripping, man, because you think it's about you. You think it's you. Oh no, it's not. You gotta ask God for stuff. He created you. You gotta ask your maker for things in this world. You keep trying to figure out why you ain't got it because you ain't asked God for it. Keep trying to figure it out yourself how that's working for you. Huh? You better get to asking. You better get to asking. Just why would you not? All you gotta do is ask God. That's what I do. Everything I got, I ask God. I'll show you my vision board. It's everything I'm asking God for. The how-to is none of your business. Nowhere in the Bible does it tell you to figure out how to.
Okay,
Ask, believe, receive.
let's continue the mission.
It ain't nothing else. I ask, I believe, I get ready to receive. Faith without works is dead.
Okay.
Listen to me, I'm telling you this house. I don't have no education. I don't have nothing. I have faith. That's all you need. Faith. Come on, let's go. And spend some time talking to your children about what they dream. Not what you want from them. How about what they want? Because God's plan for them may very well not be the plan you got for them. Most of our children, it takes a while to catch on. He's only 18. Motivated to do what? You know, we ask these kids to go to college and claim a major. How do you claim a major at 18? You don't even know who you are. Most people get degrees, never even work in it because they discover later on that they don't even want to be that, you know? So it's kind of tough, man. I think what you got to do, what motivated me was anybody that asked me what I dreamed of. It's the
Okay.
dream that spurs a person. It's not education. The dream spurs you to get an education. But the dream drives everybody. People get motivated. Spend some time talking to your children about what they dream. Not what you want from them. How about what they want? Because God's plan for them may very well not be the plan you got for them. But if you ask a young person what they dream about, you open up the conversation you've never had with them. If you ask all my kids, if you could not fail, what would you be if you just knew you couldn't fail and you could be you? That's why I started with all my children. So I have 7 kids, all went to college. Some of them finished, some of them didn't. Because if your dream don't match up to this degree, give me my money back and let's get your ass situated somewhere else. I ain't gonna keep paying this $40,000 while you figure it out. Win these management programs, because I'm not gonna keep selling out 40 and you don't want to be there. I have 3 children that just didn't want to be there. And so I told them to get out. And get out and figure it out. My twins went to Hampton, went to Ohio State, graduated on time. All the girls go to college and they out in 4 years. Some goddamn boys. But I couldn't get mad at them. They was me. I couldn't, college, I was not a college student. I just wasn't good at it. I couldn't, had nothing in there. Everything I dreamed about had nothing to do with college. And so my son, one of my sons is in Abu Dhabi right now.
Okay.
Lives and works there. My youngest son
So let's add
live in
this
Abu Dhabi.
second bundle.
Brings peace. Go. My oldest son works for me. My second son got a
So
family. Figure it out.
we got like
But that
3 bundles in one.
that's the key.
So let's add the
Cut that
first one.
umbilical cord and get you figured out.
The
Ain't no money
first
coming.
bundle.
You got to live. You like girls. You got to go on dates. You're going to need some money. Because I'm not sponsoring that. So they all figured it out.
Okay. Here. So this up part now, we want to start sewing. This up part here is very, very critical. So we want to make sure that the wefts are sewn closely together, especially when we start getting towards this area right here. This area right here. So I'm no longer going to do any double wefting. What I'm going to start doing from here on is just going to be single sewings. Yeah. So let's take this one, pin it on right here, and continue our sewing. Yeah. So take this guy. Be careful also not to over shrink your cap by picking so much of the holes in the wig cap. Yeah. So let's keep going. This week I'm actually making it so that I could rock it during the winter season, because of course it's going to be very full, it's wavy, short, so it's going to be sort of like a head warmer for me. Yeah, it's gonna be like my head warmer. Just shorts, full, fluffy, that kind of thing. This is gonna be my winter wig. I probably wanted something longer, but yeah. Let's just go with this. Let's go with this. Let's see what we have. Okay. Let's pin this right here and sew it all the way down. Sew it all the way down. So we have like a space of about 1 inch between the previous rift that was put down. Yeah. So on average, I would say that I probably spend around 2 hours to hand make a wig. I'll probably say I've done like halfway. I've done like half of the work right now. What's left is this up part right here, which I have to sew with the utmost attention to detail. Yeah. It is what it is. Let's keep sewing. 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 Sorry. Okay. But then be careful not to sew too closely right here because we're going to flip the leftover rift over to continue our sewmanship. Okay. Let's keep going. So here, I want to kind of lift this up a bit and sew right here so that it stays flat. Stays flat. Yes. Yes. And keep sewing. Sew. So okay.
It was a trip for me. It was a total and complete journey. 6th grade now, 1968, I'm 10. They sitting up there and people started standing up. Brenda wants to be a doctor. Larry wants to be a lawyer. So I stood up and I'm thinking to myself, it is him. This is gold star moment right here. This is the day I've been waiting on. I'm gonna get recognized for the brilliant cat that I am. And there's no doubt in their mind now who the star student of this school is. Because I done put something on my paper that was unbelievable. Because nobody had wrote on their paper, I want to be on TV. I get up in front of the class, she said, a smart aleck. So he comes home, he takes his bath, and he's reading the paper, and afterwards, he said, boy, come in here. He said, what is this your mama telling me you did up at the school? And she's standing there, tell me what you did. And I said, I wrote on a piece of paper, I want to be on TV. He said, what'd you do that for? I said, because that's what the teacher asked him, Daddy, what we want to be. She said, if you're being up there being smart, he gonna put a smart answer, he want to be on TV. My father looked at me and said, well, what's wrong with that? I said, she was going, well, Slick, he got to be more reasonable like the teacher said. He said, well, that don't make no sense if that's what the boy want to be. She said, he can't do what he want to do. Got to do like the teacher said. He said, boy, go in your room. Come in the room a little bit later on. He said, boy, what you write on the paper? I said, I want to be on TV. He said, well, what she want you to put on the paper? I said, I don't know, Daddy, like police, ball play or something with all the rest of the boys. He said, well, put that on the paper. Take it back up to the dream, killed and healthy.
I'm still happy.
So he said, now take that paper and put it in your drawer. He said, every night before you go to bed, read your paper. He said, every morning when you get up, go to school, read your paper. I did it. If you turn on your television set, 7 days a week, I'm on there somewhere. Because that is a principle of success that all successful people know. If it is written, so shall it be. That's the deal. If you don't have what you want in life, just check yourself. Is it written anywhere? Have you wrote it down? Have you claimed? Have you laid it into faith? Have you willed it into existence? Has it become a law? Did you write it down? If it ain't written down, what you want? Now that teacher that gave me that assignment, just, she passed recently. She was an older woman. I loved her. Every year, I sent her flat screen TV. And what I learned was, success that all successful people know, we write it down. It's a vision board. You got to have vision boards, man. Y'all see what's on my laptop and my computer. Even I, with all God has blessed me with, I still have visions. A man without a dream or vision shall perish. You've all heard this. I just try to put it in a way where it's real talk. See, writing it down makes it doable. If you go through a school zone doing 35 miles per hour and the police stop you and a truck was blocking the sign that said 20 miles an hour, guess what? You still get the ticket. You know why? Because it's a written law. They put it into law. They wrote it down. The fact that you ain't read,
Okay.
the fact that you didn't see the sign, tough. It's written. 20. You break the law 20. You got to write it down. That's an important thing.
Okay.
It's a cold thing I learned. You got to fix your mindset. God, I have a dream. God will tell me something. I wake up and go do it. And because, see, let me tell you what hurts.
Okay.
When you have an idea, when
Okay.
If God has shown you some amazing stuff in your life that you thought was brilliant, then you took it to your friends and your family, and you shared it with them, and they shot it down. You know why they shot it down? Because they couldn't see it. You know why they couldn't see it? Because God didn't show it to them. He showed it to you. Your imagination is real, man. So when I imagine stuff, I act on it. Because then he must want me to have it, or else he wouldn't have showed it to me.
Okay.
And then to quit worrying about how to get it done. The how-to is none of your business. God in the blessed business, man. You got to go with it. So when you have these things in your imagination, wake up and get into action. Stop. Oh, well, I need to figure out. No, the Bible don't say figure nothing out. The Bible say ask, believe, receive. There ain't no stuff in the middle. Now you got to be willing to work, but he don't require you to figure it out. The how-to is none of your business. That's all you got to know. See, getting rich is really not a magic trick. You just have to learn a few principles of success and be willing to work really, really hard. Before you build generational wealth, you gotta hit it first. You can't build generational wealth and not hit it yourself. So don't skip over the steps. You gotta take care of yourself first. Create generational, you got to secure finances for yourself. So that's the first thing. There's a lot of ways to do it, but you gotta, a little simple thing I used to do. It's really something that anybody can do. Like, I don't accept change. The law of attraction. I believe in the law of attraction that works for me. Like, if I'm anywhere, you give me 20s, 10s, 5s, coins, I don't accept it. If you give it to me, whoever I'm with, I give it to them. Because I only want hundreds. Whatever the highest denomination is, that's all I accept. I don't accept change because the law of attraction works. What you put out is what comes back. What I used to do, though, is every time I got a single, I'd roll it up. Whenever I come home with singles and change, I put change in a jar, and I roll the singles up. If you can, throw a $5 bill in every now and then. Just roll it up. And roll it up as tight as you can. After a while, you're going to need a rubber band. Then, if you can, throw a 10 in it. And just keep rolling it up. After 1 year, I want you to take the rubber band off that roll. You'll be stunned. You will be stunned at how many singles actually come your way. 5s and 10s. Put a 20 in there and do that.
Okay.
So then after I started making money, I would take off my change and save all 20s and stuff. I'd have thousands of dollars with 20s and stuff all over there because I never kept it. And so now I'm just
Sorry.
if you give it to me, I give it away. Then God gives me the only thing I attract is 100. So he just keeps giving me 100. It's a law of attraction. It really does work. See, getting rich is really not a magic trick. You just have to learn a few principles of success and be willing to work really, really hard. And anybody can become successful. But you got to do the things that's successful. That's just one. That's without opening a CD, without investing in anything. Take all your change and roll it up, save it, put them up there. At the end of the year, you'll be stunned. You'll have hundreds of dollars in singles. You'll be stunned. In coins, you have hundreds of dollars. Some of you will have thousands. Every time you get a chance to experience first class, you should do it because it plants a seed. It's like the next time you buy an airplane ticket, just ask for an upgrade. Pay a little extra money to fly.
Okay.
What it does is it conditions your mind. Once you get in first class and you see how wide the seats are, and you find out why they shut their curtains. They shut their curtain because they can't let you see what's going on up there. They passing out hot nuts. Everybody get a washcloth. They got a menu. You get to decide what you want. All the drinks is free. Once you sit in first class one time, the next time you get on the plane, it's very difficult to walk past them seats. And then your mind starts thinking of ways to get back to first class. And guess what? That's what you start attracting to your life. And you start behaving and producing stuff to get you back into first class. That's how you move on. You just like why you
Oh man, get started. And I've got A bundle, a full bundle and
Take me
one
down and just really process
part
something.
bundle to
A
go.
really expensive pair of shoes, man. Buy a really
Ooh,
expensive pair one time.
God is tired.
Stop down and buy the real Louis Vuitton that ain't ever on sale. Louis Vuitton don't even have sales. Just get you one. When you carry it, it changes your life. It will then cause your mind to subconsciously
So
produce
he
thoughts to get
can.
another one. The next thing you know, you attract
So she's
everything you need to produce the outcome that you want. What really changed my life, man, was I got in Amway when I was about 24. I got in Amway, and that changed my life, man, because the first time ever
Oh
I
Lord,
was introduced
help
to
your girl.
self-help books. And I read 2 books that changed my life. It was The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale and The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. I read the books and it changed my life. But it also made me remember what my mother had taught me because she was a Sunday school teacher. Because all self-help books are Bible-based. Everything comes from the Bible. All of the self-help books, that's Proverbs. That's all it is. It's the book of wisdom and understanding. If you can read that, it'll change your life too. But sometimes you need regular books where you can relate to it differently. But it's all comes from the Bible. It's like a great book is The Secret, but if you read The Secret, it's all Bible first. I mean, it's just based on the Bible. You can't think of nothing else how to tell a person to succeed without the Bible. You can't.
Okay.
It doesn't work that way, you know. So a couple of books changed my life, man. The Magic of Thinking Big was huge for me. It just taught me one simple principle. It don't cost no more energy to think big than it does small. You can say Volkswagen and you can say Rolls Royce with the same amount of effort. You ain't got to grunt to say Rolls Royce. So if the Bible is true, which it says a man is as he thinketh, if you think poor thoughts, you got to be poor. The moment you change that thought into wealth and riches, you start the process to becoming wealthy or rich. It's not a magic trick. It's really how it works. People complicate it. You got to do this and you got to do that. But Bible's pretty plain. They ain't got no loopholes in it. Really don't. It's just real simple. It say what it say. All you got to do is believe it's talking to you. That's what it is. Most people don't think that God is talking to them. That I come to give you life and give you life more abundantly. You don't think He's talking to you. He'll give you life more abundantly. He do. He really will. You ain't got to be rich to have an abundant life. Sometimes you just need to be healthy, happy. You could be really happy, man, making $70,000 a year. You really, really can. You don't need a few million.
Let's just leave this up a bit.
But you didn't need a few.
Let's let it open too.
But be honest, it didn't make me happy. It really did. Until you know, well,
Yeah.
God we have this life.
So here we can flip it over.
We got ministers in the room. So
Yeah.
I'm just telling y'all from daily perspective what I did to get here. You go to church
Okay.
again,
So we need to leave this up.
take it from a dude to come out the bottom. Ain't got nothing. Ain't gonna pay us
Sorry,
off
there.
the trade
Okay.
off. If you don't believe me, you ain't got to. I was
Yeah.
telling my staff this morning, they said, Mr. Hart, man, you got this great attitude this year, whatever. And I was giving a motivational speech, and I changed one word. Instead of saying, I have to go to work, I have to go work out, I have to eat right. If you change one word, it will change your entire perspective. I get to go to work today. I get to work out today. I get to eat right today. When you say I get to instead of I have to, it takes the obligation side of it away and it puts a gratitude on it. And the more you grateful
Okay.
for God, the more God will give you the
We are progressing.
Gratitude is a huge principle of success that a lot of people overlook. You're so busy pointing out where you're not at that you gotta stop and take time to thank God for where you are. Because look, man, success ain't how far you've gotten. Success is how far you've gotten from where you started.
Okay, so the last part of the second bundle.
I get to go to work every morning.
God is tired.
I get to go to work. I mean, this is a blessing.
I'm
Man. To have
genuinely
a job
tired.
is a blessing. To be able to provide for your family is a blessing. To be able to, if you're producing income,
God is genuinely
it's a
tired.
blessing, man. It's a lot of people ain't working. COVID flipped a lot of people's life upside down. Everybody, man. I was doing an interview. This little young guy was there and said, man, Mr. Harvey, 2020 had to be the roughest year of our life. It was the roughest year of my life. 2020, the roughest year of my life. 2020 ain't even close to the worst year that happened to me. He said, you've had a worse year than COVID? First of all, I didn't have COVID. That's just it. My wife had it. My son had it. They survived it. I said, wait a minute, man. I had a good year last year. But it's the worst year of everybody's life. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, dog. I've been in the car for 3 years. I had some funky ass years.
Okay.
And it's all about your perspective. See, if God gets you past something, your job is to move on. You can't keep revisiting what God has brought you through. If He got you,
Can I finish this in, let's see, 30 minutes? I'll be really happy if I can, but I'm really tired.
and that's what happens to a lot of people. I just tried to tell people a different way to look at it, because success is mindset. That's all it is, man.
You know, one thing that makes people tend to prefer to just do the sewing, the machine made wigs, is the fact that it saves a lot more time. With the machine made wig, you can make a wig in about 15 to 30 minutes ish. But with the hand sewn wigs, you could probably make a wig, depending on how fast you are. Let's say 1 hour, 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. Yeah. But the difference between both types of wigs is that the hand sewn wigs tends to be flatter, feel flatter on the head than the machine made wigs that tend to have thicker tracks. Yeah. So the handmade wigs tend to have a more realistic feel when you run your hands through it, unlike the machine sewn wigs. Though the machine sewn wigs are faster, but yeah. Continue. Yeah, okay, great. The machine sewn wigs are faster to produce, but most people tend to prefer the hand sewn wigs. But then, how many people have the time and patience to hand sew a wig? The type of machine sewn wigs that people tend to like are the ones that they divide a weft into half to make it really flat and then sew it down. Those ones tend to have like a flatter look, unlike the ones that people sew with like wefts are thick as this, and even double the wefts into 2s and 3s and sew it down. Those ones are usually just very, very thick and unflattering when you run your hands through it. So I've been making this wig now for about an hour 30 minutes. So it seems like it will probably take me somewhere around 2 hours to finish this. Whew. Take note, I have one bundle left. One bundle that's got like 3 pieces of wefts in it. So yeah, wig making is not an easy process. It's time consuming, but I'm just happy that I came on live here on YouTube to share this process. And if I was to film the tutorial on how to make a wig, I probably wouldn't show everything like I've shown it on this live video. But it's easier to watch a video that is like shorter, unlike watching a YouTube live, which is something I get. But then that time to edit the video is something that I don't really have right now. I've got videos that I've filmed since the last 2 months that I haven't edited. So I wouldn't want to just keep producing content that I probably won't even have the time to edit in the next until about 2 months or so when I'm on holiday. That's why I decided to just come on live and, while I'm making a wig, I already plan to make a wig. So I had to just put on the camera and show the process on YouTube Live. But man, I get this hunger. I feel like I want to just snack on something. But let me just finish this last one. Finish this last part of the second bundle. Then I can just take a little break. But I wouldn't end the live video. I'll just keep on running the live. But I won't end. Okay, so let's attach new thread right here. Pass the needle through this guy right here and sew it down. Go back to the first weft, attach the wig cap through the weft, sew it down, pass through. And next, I'm going to join these two together to tie it securely. 1, 2, 3. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Here. And then cut it out. Yes. Next. What are we gonna do? Let's just do this right here. Okay. Oh God. Okay, just this part and then we rest for a bit. Not really rest passive, but just stand up for a few seconds. Just drink water. Okay, so this is the first time I'm going live to make a wig, and people that are able to do it, I give props to them. I think subsequently I'll probably just go live to start the wig where I could probably like have conversations, catch up and all. But then making a wig on live is a very long process. I don't think I'm gonna ever do this again. Yeah, it's too long. Space is too much. Yeah. Jesus Lord. No, space here is too much. It's just so true. Yeah. Make the space less. Okay. Okay. So we've got one bundle left. One bundle left.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me share something with you. I do not believe that any of us have dreams that were not given to us for the purpose of accomplishing those particular dreams. And I want to share something with you that has changed my life. I started out, as was indicated by Jack, it's very humble beginnings. I don't know what that dream is that you have. I don't care how far-fetched it might appear to be. I don't care how disappointing it might have been as you've been working toward that dream. But here's what I know. That dream that you're holding in your mind, that it's possible. Let's say that together, please. Say, it's possible.
It's possible.
See, sometimes we can't say, I can do that. But what we can say, that it's possible.
Okay, so done this right here. What we have left is one bundle of hair. One bundle of hair. So let me just take like 2 minutes break and come back. This is what's left.
Most of the people that you talk to try and bring them into the business. These are not risk takers. Most people have done all that they're ever going to do. They raise a family, they earn a living, and then they die. But people who are running toward their dreams, life has a special kind of meaning. And here's what I will share with you. That in the process of working on your dreams, you are going to incur a lot of disappointment, a lot of failure, a lot of pain, a lot of setbacks, a lot of defeats. But in the process of doing that, you will discover some things about yourself that you don't know right now. What you will realize is that you have greatness within you. What you'll realize is that you're more powerful than you can ever begin to imagine. What you will realize is that you're greater than your circumstances, that you don't have to go through life being a victim. As Jack indicated, I was born in Miami, Florida, an area called Liberty City, in an abandoned building on a hard linoleum floor with my twin brother. We were 6 weeks of age. We were adopted. When I was in 5th grade, I was identified as EMR, labeled, educable, mentally retarded, put back from the 5th grade into the 4th grade, and stayed in that category until I got out of high school. I don't have any college training, but I met a high school teacher who one day changed my life. I was waiting on another student, and when he came in, he said to me, young man, go to the board and write what I'm about to tell you. And I said, I can't do that, sir. And he said, why not? I said, I'm not one of your students. He said, it doesn't matter. Follow my directions now. I said, I can't do that, sir. He said, why not? I said, because I'm educable, mentally retarded. And he came from behind his desk and he looked at me. He said, don't ever say that again. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality.
Okay, we are back. So it's 100 minutes now.
That man, Mr. Leroy Washington, did something for me. He started planting seeds in my mind that enabled me to begin to dream as Dexter has been doing you. And ladies and gentlemen, I started working on my dream. And most people don't work on their dreams. Why? For many years I did. One is because of fear. The fear of failure. What if things don't work out? And the fear of success. What if they do and I can't handle it? The other thing is that most people, ladies and gentlemen, they get comfortable. They stop growing. They stop working on themselves. They stop stretching. They stop pushing themselves.
Okay, so bundle 1 of 3.
They throw in the towel on themselves, on their families, and
Bundle
on their
1 of
dreams.
3.
And the other thing is that most people don't feel worthy. What I'm
So
doing
I'm
now,
gonna
I've
put
done
this
this
here.
for years.
You can see this piece right here is really slim. And this one right here is kind of wider a little. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double. I don't know if it's a good idea to double this first, but feeling like I should kind of double it and just sew it down. For the area that is flattest. This area is kind of flat. So yeah, I'm going to double just this area right here and sew it down here. Just to make sure that, yeah. Yeah. So. Oh no.
passion and truth and honesty and the way in which you conduct business. The next step is that is you. That is you. That no one can do it for you but you. And even though you face disappointments, even though you will experience some setbacks, it goes with the territory. You must understand that. I remember I was playing a game with my 9-year-old son, John Leslie, and I beat him 10 straight games in a game called Connect Four. And finally, I said, John Leslie, I'm bored. I don't want to play you anymore. And I got up. I said, I'm ready to go to sleep now. And repeat after me, please. Let's say this together. It's not over until I win. John Leslie said, no, you can't go now, Dad. I said, why? He said, it's not over until I win. That was his attitude. We sat down and we played several games. And finally, after the 11th game, John Leslie won, and he got up and he yawned. And he said, I'm ready to go to sleep now. And I'm saying to you, what if all of us took that attitude after we face a rejection and a no, or we have a meeting and no one shows up, or somebody say, you can count on me, and they don't come through? What if we have that kind of attitude? The cause repossessed. Nobody believes in you. You've lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day, and saying to yourself, it's not over
Till I win.
life will yield to you. Now here's the next step. Repeat after me, please. It's possible. I can live my dream.
I can live my dreams.
It's necessary. I work on myself. Surround myself with winners.
Surround myself with winners.
Become creative.
Become creative.
It's me.
It's me.
I've got to make it happen. It's not over until I win. The next thing that's important to know, yes, it's possible that you can choose your future and direct the course of your life as you run toward your dream. It's necessary that you have goals, that you write those goals down, that you plan, that you It was very hard. And here's what I want to say to you. For those of you that have experienced some hardships, don't give up on your dream. No one could have convinced me by holding on,
Don't give up on
by
God.
continuing to push forward, by continuing to run toward my dream, that one day I would have my own talk show. It's a long shot, ladies and gentlemen, from Liberty City, an abandoned building on a floor. Never knowing my mother or father. It's a long shot. Being here with you today in this dome in Atlanta, it's a long shot. No college training, labeled educable, mentally retarded, but I kept running toward my dream. Don't stop.
Don't stop.
Don't stop.
Go.
Don't stop running toward your dream. It's very important as you hold on to that dream. There are moments when you're going to doubt yourself. There are rough times are going to come, but they have not come to stay. They have come to pass. It's very important for you to know that. Don't say I'm having a bad day. Say I'm having a character building day. It's very important for you to believe that you are the ones to make this happen. I remember this high school teacher, Mr. Leroy Washington, at the end of school one June, it was just a few days before we were supposed to leave. And I just got my report card. And it indicated that I failed history. And I failed English. And I would have to go to summer school. And I was feeling within myself that I was a failure, that I'm slower than most people in getting paperwork. And I was feeling down on myself and very negative. And Mr. Washington was giving a speech to the graduating
Girl,
seniors,
you
and I
can
was
do
in
it.
11th grade. And even though I wasn't supposed to be in there, I went in there because the speech he was giving, that speech was for me. And as he talked, my heart began to beat fast. Tears began to run down my eyes, and I was in the back just listening to him. Because he said, and he was a very dramatic man. I still talk to him to this day. He said, as graduating seniors of Booker T. Washington High School, I want you to know that you're blessed and highly favored. And that as you go toward the future, begin to know that you have greatness within you. And if just one of you here begin to envision yourselves as being blessed and highly favored to reach your goals, if just one of you capture the essence of what that means, that you have greatness within you and a responsibility to manifest that greatness, that you can make your parents proud, you can make your school proud, you can touch millions of people's lives, and the world will never be the same again because you came this way. And the students gave him a rousing, standing ovation. And as he left the auditorium, I ran down the steps and I caught him in the parking lot. I said, Mr. Washington? He said, yes. I said, do you remember me, sir? He said, no. I said, my name is Leslie Brown. My mother, she works in the cafeteria here. I'm one of the twins, Leslie and Wesley. I said, Mr. Washington, you know, I got these big dreams. You know, I like talking to people. I love people. I said, I want to work with people. I got this dream of buying my mama a home. Could I do that, Mr. Washington? He said, it's possible, Mr. Brown. As he walked away, I called him again. I said, Mr. Washington? He said, what do you want now? I said, I'm the one, sir. He said, I'm the one. You remember me, sir. I'm this baby Brown's boy. I'm the one. I'm the one.
No.
Now that's why you're here. Because you are the one. And I remember when PBS first played one of my specials called You Deserve, one Sunday afternoon in Miami, Florida.
Oh
And
no.
my friends called him to tell him to tune in. And he watched the program. He called me in Detroit. I answered the phone. I said, hello. He said, may I speak to Les Brown, please? I said, who's calling? He said, you know who this is. I said, oh, Mr. Washington, it's you. He said, you were the one, weren't you? I said, yes, sir. He said, and you were so crazy. I said, I know, but I'm rich now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not going to be easy. It was hard laying on the floor of the Penobscot building, looking out of the window, daydreaming, saying, Les, can you do this? Can you make this happen? I used to listen to tapes day in and day out about See You at the Top, my great friend Jay and Dennis Waitley and different other motivational speakers and Dr. Norman Vincent Peale and Dexter saying, don't let nobody steal your dream. I used to ask myself, can I do this? And something said within me, you're the one. You're the one. Now let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. While you're here, and before you go back home to your respected cities and communities, write down at least 5 reasons
Oh God.
why you deserve your dream,
So we've got
you want to give
2
up,
of these left.
what's going to make you
Yeah.
unstoppable, why you must be unreasonable
Let's take the
because
second one.
logical thinking
And
says
we'll have
you
one
can't
left.
do it today. But if you want to produce
I think.
unreasonable results in your life, like living your dream and taking charge of your destiny, you've got to be an unreasonable person. You've got to be an uncommon person. So write down the reasons of why you're here. My first major goal was to buy my mother a home. Now let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. What will reasons do, Les? Nietzsche said, if you know the why for doing, you can do it almost anyhow. What do you mean by that? If you know why you're doing something, when the hard times come, and they're going to come, when the disappointments and the rejections come, and they're going to come by the truckloads, your reasons will be your rod and staff to comfort you, to pick you up. Once again, I got a saying on one of my tapes: if life knocks you down, try and land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. Let your reasons get you back up.
It's open.
you just feel within yourself some way, somehow, with the help of God, I'm going to make it happen. Repeat after me, please. No matter how bad it is,
No matter how bad it is
or how bad it gets,
or how bad it gets,
I'm going to make it.
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 Shake somebody's hand on your right and left and say, you got the right stuff.
You got the right stuff.
Because I use ClickUp. Here's how AI gives me all the answers. Since all our company info
You got the right stuff.
can give me answers that no other AI would know, like so yes, it's possible for you to live your dream. It's necessary that you associate with winners, that you work your system, that you are relentless, that you never give up. It's you. You've got to take personal responsibility. You've got to make it your personal business to make it happen. And you've got to resolve within yourself that I can do this. That it's hard. But you got to say, I'm the one. I'm the one to make this happen. I'm the one to become successful in this business. As you work to help other people to become successful, that feeds your success. But you know it's going to be hard. But find out what will make it worth it for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to make your dream become reality, the people that are running at their dreams know that it's possible that you can live your dream. That it's necessary that you're relentless, that you have a plan of action, that you are creative. The people that are living their dream are finding winners to attach themselves to. The people that are living their dreams are the people that know that it's going to happen, it's up to them. And they're resolving within themselves, it's not over until I win. The people that are running after their dream know they're going to have hard times. They keep on running because they're saying within themselves, I'm the one, no matter how bad it is or how bad it gets,
I'm gonna make it.
the people that are running
I'm
after their dream.
gonna make it true.
Shake somebody's hand on your right and left and say, you got to be a
Cause
hungry.
more is better. Christ is my burden.
As you run toward your dream, I want to dedicate this to you that I love very much. I want to thank Dexter and all of you. It's something that I'm known by. It's on our tapes called Choosing Your Future. That says simply this, that if you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, and if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it, and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and
Sagacity.
faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold poverty, famish, or gulf, sickness, or pain, or money and pain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim, you besiege and beset it, with the help of God you'll get it. This is Mrs. Baby Brown's baby boy, Leslie Calvin Brown, saying, it's been a plump, pleasing pleasure, as well as a privilege. Thank you.
Les Brown.
This conversation is about developing your superpower. In the beginning was the word. See, our parents give us our bodies, our facial features, and our physical features, but God gives us our
Okay, this place is too much. Oh, yeah, this place is too much. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Hmm. I did it despite being tired. So tired. Oh, I'm almost done. Hey, girl, it's almost done. So proud of myself. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, we're doing this.
Her presence was felt. She made an impact. Those brothers made an impact. We can make an impact if you're ready. If you're ready to learn how to do that, to be around the right people, to be in a community that will introduce you to part of yourself that you can't discover by yourself. If you're hungry, you gotta be hungry. At this place where we are right now, if you want to make it, some stuff's about to happen. The bottom's about to drop out. With 47 million jobs being taken over by artificial intelligence, I saw online the other day they had a robot jumping rope. I'm not making this up. A robot jumping rope, making salads, pouring drinks.
Okay.
Excuse me? I'm not making this up. This is the time you have to reinvent yourself to stay ahead of technology. This is the time you want to give yourself a competitive edge. Because that's what you have to do. If you're around people who are on the same level that you are, that are not, who have not done what you've done, that you can't learn from, if you're around people who don't lift your spirit, people who don't inspire you, people who don't hold you accountable, people who don't challenge you, people that you can't learn from, you're earning $2,000 to $3,000 of your closest friends. You're around me, you learn how to earn $70,000 a month
Okay.
or more.
The last weft. Finally, we made it. You see how closely sewn the weft right here is? This is how you should make your wigs. Unlike the ones where you see one weft here, one weft here. This up part here, this up part right here needs a lot of weft so that it's well sealed. And you know the beauty of hand sewn wigs? It's flat, which is really beautiful. Really beautiful. Okay, last weft. Last weft. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, we're still going to have something remain. If we did like 2 tracks in here. Yeah, still going to have something remaining. Okay, so
This guy trying to have a conversation with a woman and ask my son when he comes back home, why won't she talk to me? What's up with her? She's stuck up on something. And when my son asked her when she came back when he left, what's up? You know Mikey? I know him very well. We had a baby together. And because he doesn't come around, because he never came back once I called him and said, I'm pregnant, he doesn't even remember how I look. And he's never seen his son, our son. I have nothing to say. As my mother would say, two pieces. I think I will land this plane. I'll answer this question because we teach financial concepts, we teach financial literacy. It's been kind of weird the last couple weeks because a lot of people plugging in via Zoom or online. But what has been the power of assembly, coming together? We do weekly meetings. It is so important because we're living in a time we've gone from brick and mortar to click and order. So the communicators, the storytellers, Steve Jobs said, the storyteller is the most powerful person in the world because storytellers can set the agenda for the culture and influence and impact people. So when you're dealing with a group of people who don't know and think they know, who've been programmed to be spectators and fans, talking about who's the GOAT, who's the greatest of all
Hmm.
They keep my credit and say, why in the hell did I do that? So let's bring us to come into our current business model we're at today. I spent 8 years in the Marines, and then I spent 10 to 11, 12 years as just an individual insurance salesman, personal insurance, life insurance, my partner. But I was limited. I was stuck. I could work on cable and bringing people into my fold because they're attracted to the money I was making. But I eventually ended up losing it because of lack of retention in the systems and the compensation model. The model that we have right now is a system we build teams with agencies across America and across the world. And when it comes to
See how closely we are sewing it.
myself and I, first actually build my teams.
I'm gonna have a very full wig
What that is
that
I
is very
so
flat
listen, I'm so used to
and
being
that is very full and
with
beautiful.
different personalities, different
Let's put
ethnicities, and different
this one in between that flat space. Yes. So,
transition. Do you know why I'm meeting you? I know this. Because of you. Ed called me 95% of all organizations who build strong, sustainable, competitive groups and do market takeaways have strong leadership. Dexter used to say the sweeter the leader, the sweeter the group. So when Ed called me, not one time did he mention the compensation. He talked to me about you, about your character, about what you value, about what he saw in you. And he sounded like the woman at the wedding. I used to do that sermon. Said yes. I used to do a sermon, and the sermon was, he asked me for
okay.
something. I didn't give him none, and then he went and told it all over town. He asked him for water, and she didn't give him no water. And then she went and told it all over town. But these dirty-minded people came here and told it. I know. So let me get back to you. So I didn't know what the product was. He did mention insurance. I said, okay. But he had my attention talking about you. And I said, I want to meet him. And that's why I said, get him on the phone. You know, people leave as you have expressed because of your compensation plan. Will you lose some people? Yes. Amway is one of the worst compensation plans in the world. Limited compensation. People did not leave because of the relationship. The relationship. And so you have a relationship with a friend of mine that I respect, who respects you, and said you need to meet him. And I said, okay, I'm in. And so you be who you are. You are the money. People buy into you. And things are going to change in your business. Quincy Jones is right. Everything must change. Nothing stays the same. When things are good, it has not come to stay. It has come to pass. When things are bad, it has not come to stay. It has come to pass. This thing called life, it's a roller coaster. Sometimes things go well. Sometimes they don't go so well. What is the sustaining competitive advantage that you have other overcomers that come into your space? Trust, character. T.D. Jakes says, quote, Lord, don't let my talents take me where my character
Okay, finishing at this point now. Let's do the final stitch. Just make sure this is very flat. Just make this very flat. Yes. Let's make this very flat. Let's make this very flat. Yes. Let's make this very flat. Let's make this very flat. Let's make this very flat. So it down securely. Yes. Let's go. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Yes, girl. This is how to do it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, so it's 1 hour 30 something minutes now. No, it's actually 2 hours. 2 hours. 2 hours 30 something minutes. Wow. So I'll probably say it takes me about 3 hours to make a handmade wig. Wow, that's crazy, man. Yeah, 3 hours to make a handmade wig. 3 hours. 3 hours. Let's do what they wear. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. What's going on, buddy? It's number one. It's number one. And it came back. Hello?
Okay, girl.
He said, I heard you're a very good speaker. I said, that's what people say. My mother taught me self-praise brings no recommendation. He said, I want your approval. And he scheduled me, and I went in, and I did the show 2 different times. Listen to me. Got through 2020. We got through 2020 against all odds.
Mm-hmm.
You showed up. You have favor with God. You showed up. There is something that you're supposed to do, and it's not the same thing you've been doing already. Make a radical change. All of us are the same way. The only thing that separates us are the choices and our behaviors. Listen to me. Our choices, our behavior, our habits. We'll be a team, a community of greatness, of people working on their goals and their dreams. Because
Okay,
you
I have
can't
to
sit
cut
right
this
now,
right here.
especially now, all the stuff that's going on right now. No,
I have to cut this
no.
right here.
I cut my hair because I don't want to see the same person in the mirror
Yeah.
in
Okay.
2021 that I saw in 2020.
Nice. Girl, you're doing so well.
No, I'm working on myself.
You are doing
Got on the
so
scale,
well.
and it was less of me today than yesterday because I'm serious. So you got to be serious. Yeah, no, 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 no. You got to be serious. You got to hunker down. You got to be anchored in your mind. Why? Because we don't know what's coming. Life is stalking us. Look behind. Thank God. I want you to do that right now. Just look behind right now. Just reflect on this year in your life. When you woke up this morning, you woke up. Yes, so many ways you could have been taken out. So today, I want you to visualize the goal that you want to achieve. Become
Yes.
the foundation.
Okay. Let's
Foundation.
cut this
I
off.
want you to make a commitment.
And to finish, I'm going to put that last weft right here that we cut out. This was the only weft that was cut all through this wig making process. This was the only one that was cut. And this is what we're going to use to finish it up right here. Yeah. Yes. You have greatness.
In order to get that greatness out, only 1% of people achieve greatness. Only to do that and have the kind of impact you want to make in the world, gotta be hungry. Gotta be hungry. And for those of you that want to speak, that's up for you too. That's a video. I want you to go to hungrytospeak.com. Hungrytospeak.com.
Okay, girls. I'm so happy. We're almost done.
Be up here because of His grace and mercy, and I'm thankful for you. You're listening to me. You're honoring me with your presence, with your listening to the products that I produce, and you're making the dramatic changes in your life. As somebody spoke to me, and I became a different kind of person. I want to be to you what Mike Williams has been to me. I want to be to you what Mr. Leroy Washington has been to me. I want to be to you what my mother has been to me. And some of you call me Pops. They say they call me Pops now. I mean, you're the oldest one in the group with my spiritual sons and daughters. Now, when you practice, listen to me, listen. When you make a commitment, if you're serious about your goals and dreams, because I've been reviewing this,
Let's just cut this.
commitment to do what you can, where you are,
Okay.
what you have, and never be satisfied.
go.
That's important to you, not to anybody else. That's important to you. And every day you take action steps at the beginning of the year. Why? Because it's easy to become a victim of weapons of mass
Distraction.
to be distracted. You miss some steps. So I'm giving you something simple and practical to do
So you see how well finished this wig is.
about your dream.
This is how to make your wig and finish it beautifully using your hand sewing method.
7 days.
Yeah,
Anything negative about yourself.
very beautiful.
In the beginning was the Word.
And the word.
Death and life is in the tongue. Listen, Book of Life says, death and life is in the tongue. Why? Because we speak more death. Speak life. Speak positive words. When you find yourself and you slip and you say something negative, say cancel that. Cancel that. Yes. And don't speak anything negative about anybody else. No, don't do that. 7-day mental diet. When you find yourself, we can't control the thoughts that come in our minds, but we can control the thoughts that we dwell on. Listen to me. This is how I got here. So, when you find yourself thinking negative thoughts because of the weapons of mass distractions, let's say cancel that. See, we can't control the thoughts that come in our minds, but we can control the thoughts that we dwell on.
God help me. Oh wow, battery is low.
She said to me one day, Daddy, are you coachable? I said to myself, I know she's not asking me. I won the Heisman Award from Toastmasters International, inducted into the National Speakers Hall of Fame, and they're selecting one of the top 5 speakers in the world. You're going to ask me, am I coachable? Are you? So I said, yes, I am, little one. And then she pointed out something in my presentation that I've been doing for years, and I became very humble. Got a book, and I made the adjustment that she told me, and it made all the difference in the world. So I said, you coach me. Okay, I believe it.
Oh yes, this is so full. This is so full and so beautiful. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, the area of feeling deserving is so major, particularly if you live in a culture where you've been marginalized and your sense of self has been destroyed. This guy named Richard Wright, who wrote, he was a very profound thinker and poet. He said, the impulse to dream has been slowly beaten out of me through the experiences of life.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay, the next thing I have to do, but I won't do that right now, is to tweeze the closure area, cut out the inner cap, bleach the knots. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching my live video. I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye. How to make a wig for beginners. Bye. How do I stop this video? And yeah.